Okay, today we are going to be doing the pH lab, which is the pH of household items. Before we can begin, we have to make our pH indicator, and we're going to do that using this red cabbage. You can buy it at any grocery store. What we're going to do is we're going to boil some water and then boil some of this red cabbage in that water. I am using distilled water because I'm at home and I don't have access to the deionized water like we have on campus. So we'll just let that boil in the water until the water turns like a purpley color, and then we'll remove the cabbage. I'll start filming again once it's done. Okay, so the water looks very dark and purple, and so I'm ready to filter. I'm going to strain this. And collect some in this beaker. Okay, so there's my cabbage indicator, and I'm going to let that cool while I prepare some stations. And so over here you can see my wonderful lab assistant and our collection of items. Can you grab the lab manual off the counter? Thank you. So, I know. I know. Okay, so in your table for part 1 of the lab, you should record which items we will be testing the pH of. So, well, I guess this is part 2. Part 1 will be making the solutions. But in part 2, your station 1 should be vinegar. Station 2 will be baking soda. Station 3 will be oven cleaner. And then station 4 is...
I don't know what it is.
It's lime away.
That is citric acid.
Citric acid.
Why did I say that?
And then ammonia. Sea salt. Sea salt. And water. This water's been through the fridge's filter. Alright, so to make each station, we will pour approximately 60 milliliters of each liquid into a container. So, yeah, right around there. And then if it's solid, we will add enough to cover the bottom of the beaker and then add some water. I didn't have enough beakers, and so I have some small mason jars. That's enough. All right, can you go get a spoon for the baking soda? And for the citric acid and the table salt, get 3 spoons.
Way ahead.
Thank you. All right, you want to put some baking soda in there? Just enough to cover the bottom. That's probably good. What'd you do with the 3rd spoon? Okay. So let's add some water to our salt. And to our citric acid. And to our baking soda. All right, so use the spoon to stir that up, okay? Yeah. Don't use the spoons that we use to measure them out. To stir. And I'm gonna go ahead and pour out some ammonia into here. We already have some water in that one. I'm supposed to wear gloves with this. On the washing machine, can you go get some small gloves?
Okay. Can I wear some too?
Yes, you can. On top of the washing machine, behind you.
So, two gloves
Thank you.
here. Yeah, these are really expensive.
All right, so it's really important that once you put gloves on, you don't touch your skin. So don't touch your skin there and don't touch your face, okay? So I'm not going to do a full 60 milliliters of this, but I'm going to squirt some out. No, not. I think that's one's stuck. It's been a long time since I've used it. Okay, that's good. Okay. Can you go get our test tubes, please?
We have already filled the water one down there.
Okay, so this is the water one. But let's go get our cabbage juice. And before we begin, let's go put a couple milliliters of cabbage juice into each of these test tubes so that well, keep your gloves on because we have to touch the things potentially that we had to put the gloves on for. So we gotta fill about 2 milliliters of each of these with the cabbage juice. So we're gonna hold 2 fingers up so that you can get about 2 milliliters full. All right, you want to show them the trick with the straw? It's hot. Yeah, the gloves are big on you, so you might not make as good seal as you did when you were practicing. Okay, is that 2 fingers? That's 2 fingers, that's good. Okay, so that's 2 fingers deep, so we're trying to make them 2 fingers.
The other one is already more than 2 fingers.
Yeah, but that's okay, that one's filled with water. We'll start with we'll do the water one. Here, you want me to do the thumb thing? Okay. All right. So we filled each test tube with just a little bit of cabbage juice so that as soon as we add the ingredient from our station, we will be able to see the color change for the pH. Now, I didn't have any pipettes at home, so we'll just be using these straws or pouring carefully. You want to pour just a little bit in there? Okay, that's good.
Whoa.
Whoa. So the vinegar turned our solution pink.
Yeah. It looks like that one.
So we can decide whether it matches I have a printout for all the different pHs. So which picture, we can decide whether it matches that one exactly or if we think it's between colors.
I think it's between, but closer to that side.
You think it's between the 2 and the 3?
Yeah, but closer to that side.
But towards the 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
More towards the 2 than the 3. I think.
So maybe we'll just record that one as 2. Because they're only supposed to record things as 2 or 2.5. Do you want them to record things as 2?
Yeah, sure.
2.0?
Yeah, 2.0.
2.0. Got it. All right, we'll do the straw trick on this one. Don't go all the way down to the bottom where the white powder is, but we'll just... suck up some of the liquid on top.
Suck up some of the mixed liquid on top, I think.
All right.
Whoa, that's cool. That's a teal color.
The teal color?
Yeah, that exactly matches that.
That exactly matches the 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So it's
looks-
11.0?
Yeah, that's 11.0.
Okay.
And let's get this. Which is blue. And we're waiting for it to get in.
I'll
Whoa.
shake that one.
Oh my god. That makes a yellow color for sure. Like a yellow auburny color. But
Whoa.
it's kind of
The 12 is the closest one we have.
yeah. Or maybe like
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely closer to the yellow.
yeah, it
That one's
yeah.
a very strong
That's a very strong yellow.
yellow.
Very
All right, so now we'll do the lime away.
or the lime away.
All right, put that down. And then remember, shake it. You spilled a little bit on the counter, so be careful not to touch the counter.
Or at least where it's going.
Yeah.
No, that's a red. That's a
That's
red.
that's red.
That's completely red.
It's completely
Except for the
red.
bottom.
Well, that's where the lime away didn't mix in, but the solution part of it's all red.
Yeah, that is.
That's a red point oh.
That's red. Now we get some
Here.
raisins stuff. Okay.
You want? Well, I guess we could pour. This one has a spout.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not one with cabbage juice. That's your water.
Oh.
Put that back away.
Now we have cabbage juice.
There. Move your hand so I can see what color it is.
Oh, that's also kind of red. Looks like 1.5.
Is it as red as the previous one?
No, it's pinker. It's lighter.
I don't know. I think they look very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. So this one is like half.
You want to record that one as a 1.5?
Yeah, 1.5.
So the citric acid's a 1.5 and the lime away was a 1.0.
So 1.
Well, let's do an order. So let's do that one next.
There. So
Next up is ammonia.
ammonia. I moan for ammonia. No, I don't.
Maybe I'll use the straw for this one.
Yeah, you use straw. Oh, oh my God. That is green.
That's green.
That is green. That is crisp green.
Let's give it a little shake though.
That is crisp green.
So you want that one to be,
Maybe like in the middle because that's teal, that's light green. So dark bean would
you want like an 11.5? Because that was our previous teal.
Yeah, they can blend really easily.
Yeah, so that's definitely more yellow than the one that we said was 11. And so this one's more like an 11.5.
Yeah, this is 11 and
So
a half
the
of
ammonia is more like an 11.5.
So we have 2 more to go.
Two more to go.
Salt.
This one is salt.
Uh-huh.
Salt water.
Salty water.
Give that one a shake.
Oh, this is stained purple. So yeah, that is.
I think it's a 6.
No, I think it's 5.
No, I think it's a 6.
5.
No, 5 looks lighter. I think it's a 6.
Maybe it's in half. Maybe.
6.5. 6. You want 6.0? It's all right. And then last up is water. This is from
The
the refrigerator water that was used to make the salt water and the citric acid.
Oh, it's stained purple. This thing is lighter. This thing is the 5.
But I think the salt and the water are the same.
No, they're not. That one's just a teeny bit darker. Yeah, so they switch like that.
I think they look the same.
No, they're not.
They're not. They look the same.
They are not.
Can you even tell which one's which anymore?
That is the water. That's the salt.
I think they're
See
both
the
6s.
bottom. See, this one's a little darker than that bottom.
I think that's about how much cabbage juice we added.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can make it more purple by adding more cabbage juice.
Yeah, that one's still lighter.
I don't know. I think they both look the same.
That one's lighter.
I think you're hallucinating.
That one's lighter.
Okay.
You're not
So-
always right, Mom.
The salt water and the refrigerator filtered water both look to be about 6.0. But the
No,
fridge
they're
water
not.
was used to make the salt water and the citric acid and the baking soda. So apparently my fridge water is pH 6. And now we know.
Yeah, the salt doesn't really give that much color.
All right. So that concludes
Today's lesson.
today's lesson. Hopefully you recorded some colors and some pH values. And have fun working up the experiment.